I'm Barbara Sawyer. I'm the Director of Special Projects for the National Association for Family Child Care. I want to thank you for this opportunity to share my perspective today about what children in these early childhood years need. I hope you'll allow me the liberty of using my perspective as a brand new first-time grandmother. Annabelle is almost 6 weeks old. And while her arrival in this world hasn't changed what I know is the foundation children need to grow and develop, it certainly has made me passionate in a much more personal way. In addition to the basics of shelter, nourishment, and physical safety that all human beings have, children in this crucial developmental stage are building the foundation for the rest of their lives. Annabelle will thrive when she forms those strong bonds with meaningful adults in her life, and of course this includes her parents as her primary caregivers. But as with other children in their early childhood years, there will be other adults in her life. These children, especially our infants and toddlers, need continuity in the caregivers who are responsible for them when mom and dad are working or not available. Annabelle is lucky, and even though she lives in a very small town in western Nebraska, she's already enrolled in a family child care program to start in May. The provider has both experience and training, and she's excited about working with my son and his family. Her family child care provider is licensed, partly because my son knows that this is important to me, but also because he understands that a basic level of regulation is the foundation for the health and safety of young children in child care environments. Infants like Annabelle need adults who interact and are truly engaged with them, who talk to them about the world around them, who will read to them every day, and who are excited about watching them grow and develop. Children in these formative years need adults who recognize that the time from birth to 8 is the most critical period in the lives and development of these babies. As most of us recognize, especially in the birth through 5 population, it is also the period where there is the least public investment of resources and where the infrastructure of support services is nearly non-existent in many communities, especially for some segments of the early childhood delivery system. Children in early childhood need trained and well-compensated adults who foster a love for learning and who encourage the thrill of discovery in every child with whom they work. They need adults who themselves have strong social-emotional skills, adults who are able to help children develop these same skills, the foundation for solid relationships, and the resiliency to meet challenges and disappointments with the self-knowledge that these are only temporary setbacks. This happens in their early childhood years. Another important young child in my life is my best friend's grandson in Nashville. At 6, Glancy, just like Annabelle, has been privileged to be born into a family that understands what children in early childhood need to thrive. Nearing the end of his early childhood experience, Glancy still has important needs that are different from other stages of development. Fortunately, he's surrounded by people who adore him and who talk with him every day, who expose him to a variety of experiences to challenge his bright young mind, and who are always aware that they have a responsibility to help him develop into the best person he can be. Before he entered school, Glancy, too, was lucky to be in a child care environment where his family child care provider recognized how vital she was in his life. His provider constantly worked both to improve her own skills and to ensure that the children she worked with every day were not only safe, but that they were thriving, happy, and involved. I understand while their families aren't wealthy, Glancy and Annabelle truly are privileged.
1 minute, Barbara.
Thank you. Recognize that these early years are building a foundation for the future and have made commitments and sacrifices to ensure that both Annabelle and Glancy have high-quality early childhood experiences. Nearly all children will spend some part of their life between birth and 8 in at least one child care environment. They deserve communities that recognize and value this significant developmental stage. They deserve a society willing to invest in their futures by building an early childhood system that is equitable to the public education system they'll be part of in a few short years. Let's make these years count. Let's invest in early childhood. Thank you for inviting me to share my brand new grandmother's perspective.
Thank you, Barbara.